Next speaker is MARC AMERUSO. MARC is a lower Manhattan leader and somebody who's been fighting a lot of good fights. MARC.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me with that? Thank you. First, I just want to thank John and Arthur and the others for putting this together. And I think everyone, hit on some really, really good points. And I just want to talk about a few things. One of the points that was just made is that, a lot of times we're fighting against our own people. When The Sopranos was on television, half the Italian Americans thought it was great, the other half, got it. And part of that is how we got to figure out how we can educate the people that are, or the Italian Americans that don't get it. And that trickles down to the kids. And that's how it comes to Jersey Shore at that point. Because they are not probably taught by their parents at some point, or even in the schools, who are the great Italian American leaders of history. So they might not just simply not have a concept of it, of how buffoonish and how much they're hurting Italian Americans that are alive and that will come later. And the producers, one of the producers of the show is Italian American. So I think our biggest obstacle is basically convincing or fighting against our own people. And when Joe was starting the museum, I mean, there are a lot of wealthy Italian Americans. Why did it take so long for that museum to be, why weren't there more wealthy Italian Americans that said, here, write a check, here it is, get this thing done as fast as possible? Because with the other ethnic groups that would have happened. So some of the things we have to fight, Jersey Shore is obviously overt. I mean, it's blatantly self-evident. But other things, the subtleties in dialogue, in film, television, and in the media. A perfect example is that idiotic show Friends. You have three male characters. One's Jewish, he's an anthropologist. One's Protestant, he is in finance. One's Italian American, he's an actor, and he's a buffoon. So that subtlety that's put in there shows the rest of the country, and it just trickles into their consciousness. I'll tell you a quick story. My brother was a teacher, and he was living out west, northwest, and he was into mountain climbing, all that kind of stuff, and he was teaching at a high school out there, and he made a lot of friends out there. He was out there for a couple of years. And about a year and a half after he was living out there and made all these good friends, a couple of them came up to him and asked, they said, Jason, we're just really wondering, why would someone from New York, grew up in Brooklyn, want to move out here and stay out here? And he started explaining to him. He said, well, we actually thought that maybe you were in the witness protection program. That's why you were hiding out in this small town. So this is the type of mentality we have to fight. And a couple ideas that I had. Someone once told me once, and we've talked about it, is about comparisons. These subtleties and these ethnic slurs would not be tolerated with our brothers and friends in the Jewish community and African American community and the other groups. So I thought of an idea of you compare and you use the same language that they would use for Italian Americans and attach it to another ethnic group and put it in a video, short video, side by side, and show how ridiculous it is, because it wouldn't be tolerated for the other ethnic groups, but it's tolerated for us. And we know a lot of people in TV and video and news where we can get these news clips from and start doing these comparisons and make a short video of this. The other thing is I hope maybe this could be the beginning of a national movement. Perhaps we can start some type of organization to have an umbrella organization for all these Italian groups and maybe just at some point have a national convention. And this way, maybe we can get some of the celebrity people involved, and some of the ones that just don't get it, we're going to have to try and convince them or just call them out. I mean, The Sopranos, all the characters on there are Italian American. James Gandolfini, he's a neighbor of mine. I've seen him, met him a bunch of times. A very nice guy, but why are you doing this? Why are you keep perpetrating the same type of caricatures? So I was hoping that perhaps that this can be the beginning of starting an organization officially whether it's a 501(c) or however it wants to be organized, and try and get in the news, start a website, and get more and more people involved with this. And that would basically, and education, that would basically be what I wanted to do. And I said to mention the video as well. And the thing is these subtleties. Geraldo Rivera did a piece on the Jersey Shore. And when the promo started, I thought, oh, good, he's going to really tackle it. Because he's one of those guys that, you know, we really, you know, but no. He said, oh, I'm sure the Italian-American groups are opposed to this. And then it just started out without really focusing on the issues. I'm sure if it was about Hispanic Americans, he'd be the first one going nuts and being absolute detail and getting professors and all sorts of lawmakers on there and this and that. So I think this is the first step to getting it together and finally educating the rest of America and trying to get our own people on board. That's going to be the toughest thing, get our own people on board to finally stop this nonsense in the media and in Hollywood. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.